Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Justin again. Taking my first request from a subscriber. Going to be reviewing the 1987 biography La Bamba about Ritchie Valens, one of the godfathers of Chicano rock and roll, one of the legends of rock and roll, period. 17 years old when he passed away. Referred to as The Day That Music Died by Don McLean in his hit American Pie. Beautiful song. Obviously his death was tragic, not just because it was the loss of Ritchie Valens, but we lost Buddy Holly and the Big Bopper on a plane crash. So these movies are tough. Movies like La Bamba, Great Balls of Fire with Dennis Quaid, Selena with Jennifer Lopez. These movies are tough. You've got these iconic figures that, people love, and it's hard to really capture their essence. Not a well-known cast. Obviously this was 1987, so it's hard to find somebody who was young enough to portray Ritchie Valens and make it believable. I do think they did a great job with that. They cast Lou Diamond Phillips. This was very early in his career. I don't even believe he had done Young Guns yet. He obviously had a run of success with Young Guns. Up until the mid to late 90s, he was, a pretty recognizable face in Hollywood. Did a couple of movies that I appreciate more so than others. Like Bats, I think is a fun horror comedy. He was fantastic in this. His performance was fantastic. Also stars Joe Pantoliano, who people would recognize from The Goonies or perhaps as the captain in the Bad Boys trilogy, and Elizabeth Pena, who starred in Rush Hour with Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker. Again, like I said, these movies are hard to do because you're trying to capture the essence of an iconic figure. And Ritchie Valens was an iconic figure. And Lou Diamond Phillips is, he has that charm, he has that charisma that really brings the character to life. But my biggest problem with La Bamba, as is with most movies that are biographies, is I understand you want to honor the legacy of these musicians and use their performances, but it takes away from the film. Let the actors develop their, it's supposed to be an homage to that person, and to not let the person you cast as that character at least attempt to perform the songs that were made iconic by that figure, whether it's Selena, whether it's Ritchie Valens, whether it's Jerry Lee Lewis, whether it's Jim Morrison in The Doors. Shout out to Val Kilmer, fantastic performance in that film as well. To me, it hurts the film. You had you have a solid movie. You learn about his upbringing and how his mother wanted him to be an American. He's a Mexican American. He's a Chicano, but he was born in the United States, and his mother really wanted him to recognize that he's an American first. Mexican heritage, but he's an American. And again, Lou Diamond Phillips brings a quality to the character, but it hurts not having him perform. Los Lobos, who does a lot of the singing, is fantastic. You sound very much like Ritchie Valens. But you have what's clearly lip-syncing by Lou Diamond Phillips throughout the movie. And that hurts the performance. That hurts the quality of the movie. So you know, it unfortunately, it leaves something, you know, it leaves an emptiness to me in the quality of the movie. You know, I want to see people perform. I'll use for an example, A Star Is Born. Bradley Cooper worked very hard to make himself a singer. You know, obviously Lady Gaga is an immensely talented human being, but Bradley Cooper was not a singer. But he worked at it. He made an effort, and he was fantastic. You know, and that really helps the quality of the movie. So, as good as Lou Diamond Phillips' performance is, you know, embodying the essence of Ritchie Valens, the lip syncing, you know, it hurts the movie. Give the man a chance. Let him work at it. I understand you got to get a movie out, and again, some people are going to disagree with me because, you know, maybe they think it's a disrespect to that musician, but I don't think it is. You're honoring that musician by allowing somebody else to perform the song that he made famous. That's how I take it. You know, again, I could be wrong, and I'm sure people are going to disagree with me, but it hurts the quality of the film. You know, you get a fantastic performance out of Lou Diamond Phillips, and you see why he became a marketable star for a good period of time. You know, is it a bad movie? No, it's not a bad movie, but it could be much better than what it is. You know, and for that, you know, will I watch it? Yes, I'll watch it. But it's not something I'm going to go out of my way to watch. You know, and because of that, you know, I'm thinking, what's a good score? You know, is it bad? No. So, it's got to be in the 6s. I'm going to go 6.4. I think 6.4 is a good score. And you're going to see that with a lot of movies in my perspective where you have an iconic figure, and this is not a shot at Lou Diamond Phillips. You know, even in like Great Balls of Fire, I read somewhere that Dennis Quaid worked very hard to have his performance sound like Jerry Lee Lewis, and they were going to use his actual singing, but they ended up deciding to just dub over it with the actual Jerry Lee Lewis. So, this is not a shot at him, but, you know, the movie just is lacking something. You know, it's lacking that originality. You know, it's one thing to pay respects to an iconic figure like Ritchie Valens, but I would rather see the performer making an effort. So, I'm going to go 6.4. So, that's my score. You know, feel free to comment. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you again at the movies. Have a good night.